It's always been at the heart of the way we manage the grounds. And we very much view the farming and the environment as two sides of the same coin. The reason we have such good outcomes for nature is that they are working in harmony, they're not working against each other. We're breaking new ground. This isn't something that's been done before. You can't map it, you can't plan for it, and all we can do is, as best we can, monitor it, try to understand what's going on and then try to shape it in the direction that we are aiming for. We are land managers rather than farmers or foresters or conservationists. We try to do the right land uses in the right places at the right times for the right reasons, and what right means will move as we go on through time, but it's very much been at the heart of the custodianship of the family that have been here for 200 years. We're introducing beaver to very much get a dynamic water system introduced, so areas that will flood and drought at alternate points of the year, and that water will move throughout the system in different places in different years and start to kick-start some of the invertebrate life and some of the seed bank that's below ground.
The Warpeth, which is downstream of this river, it had real issues with flooding, but now they're holding water back, so that's going to slow the water down getting to Morpeth, and it prolongs that, so it's going down slower, so it's not all coming down in one big flood event.
We got the beavers in July 2023. We've got 8 beavers in total. They're just amazing creatures, and just seeing what they've done in such a small space of time, and it's just amazing to watch them and see them changing the environment. That's a beaver. Looks like a kid to me. That's gone up on the bank there. So that's 3. Another one there, 4. Beavers build dams because they need that safety, so they need about 1 meter's depth of water to feel safe. They're a keystone species and ecological engineers, so as they've proven with their dams, they're brilliant engineers, and this enhances the environment for a lot of other species. So by building the dams, they're creating the pools, which is then enhancing the area for fish, invertebrates, other mammals, bird life. A small number of beavers can help a large number of other species. Having the enclosures was a way of showing people what the impacts of beavers would be and how we as humans can start to learn to live with them again. The UK has lost quite a lot of biodiversity over the years, and introducing these keystone species will really help to increase the biodiversity again and establish these areas, so the beavers were showing that they're starting to do it, so introducing other native species and bringing them back will hopefully really help create a more wilder environment.
The last time I was here, they just introduced beavers, and to come back today and to see the changes those beavers have made in just a few short months, wow, it's heartwarming.
Although we're a very short time into the project, we've had beavers here for about 12 months now, we're already starting to see those dynamic systems coming back and coming through. We're introducing bison into a approximately 280 acre enclosure, which is made up of wet grassland fields and historic poor performing softwood timber production. The idea behind that is that the beaver will create a dynamic water system where areas will be flood and drought at different points of the year and over different timescales. You then overlay the bison into the same enclosure. They'll create new rides, open up new glades.
So we need to get the animals acclimatised to the new environment. And I mean, bison are pretty calm creatures. They'll soon habituate to new things, but it's just that case of giving them time, giving them space. We've deliberately got the same handling system and set it up in a very similar configuration. So as they've come off the wagon, things feel familiar, things feel safe. And so it's a case of leaving them in that environment, in that safe space, letting them hear the trains, see them going past, hear the hum of the power lines, see us coming backwards and forwards, new people, new faces, new vehicles, and just keep them calm, keep them happy, get them used to what's going on. The animals were loaded in their departure location down in Kent, and then they've done an overnight journey up the country. We'll leave them to settle in there for a few days and then into the soft release area and on from there.
You hope it goes well, you prepare for everything, and then finally I love it. I'm happy for them, but I am going to miss them.
I'm just overwhelmed with gratefulness. I'm so grateful. It's going to be a good trip up. I'm with the best of the best.
The combination of them and other species, oh my goodness, it's a match made in heaven. It's really when you immerse yourself in their world that you realize what phenomenal species they are and what they're capable of. There is wisdom and depth there that we just scratching the surface.
Come on. You ready? Come on. Here we go. Look. Come on, boys and girls. Hey up, big lad.
You know, we can play the role of the apex predator by controlling deer numbers, or we can, cut and rake up big piles of bracken. But nature is so wonderfully complex. We can never do what they do. They're just out there being bison and beavers, and the magic happens. That's what it's all about. The latest State of Nature report was quite telling. It highlighted that more than 1 in 6 of our native species are currently facing extinction. The UK is one of the most nature-depleted countries in the world. This report also highlighted that lack of woodland management is one of the 8 biggest drivers of species decline in the UK, and that's where European bison come in.
It's not a case that in order to solve the biodiversity crisis, we've got to rewild vast tracts of land and let it go out of management and let it go to scrub. It's removing this polarity and making people think about it more as on a continuum. You can be more or less to the extremes, but actually the sweet spot's probably somewhere in the middle. The beaver have already started doing a bit of work of felling smaller trees here and there and opening pathways up through the woods. The bison will then find those pathways and open them up from a beaver-sized pathway to a bison-sized pathway. That'll start letting more light into the ground. They'll start pushing over trees, pushing over deadwood, opening the woodland up a bit more, making it more healthy.
Over time, we should have a silvicultural transformation from evergreen softwoods through to more native hardwoods and a much more diverse mix of tree species and mix of wet grasslands, wet pools and ponds where the invertebrates can come through, and just a much more dynamic ecosystem here. You then overlay the bison into the same enclosure, and they have a trampling activity through the woodlands. They'll manage the rhododendron and bracken, which is essential for the forestry management that we have here. Eventually it will get too shallow for the beaver to live there. They'll move on somewhere else. The bison will then come along and find it. That becomes a wallow for them in the summer, and that then starts the translocation of seeds and other species throughout the enclosure. You just end up with a much more untidy but much more dynamic area and ecosystem, and it will become so much more biodiverse and rich in plant life, insect life and animals.
I don't know how long it's going to take to get to see these changes, and that's partly what's so exciting about it, because it's very much the unknown.
We're definitely seeing some of the improvements and the impacts of the work that we're doing. And we're really excited to see how that develops over the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years.